The Georgia Department of Audits and Accounts provides independent, unbiased information and impactful recommendations to promote accountability and improve government. We have released a report on the Georgia Public Defender Council. This report answers several questions posed by the Senate Appropriations Committee. The Georgia Constitution provides that every person charged with an offense is entitled to legal representation. The Georgia Public Defender Council, or GPDC, is charged with implementing this mandate by ensuring adequate and effective legal representation is provided to indigent persons in criminal cases. GPDC operates a central office in Atlanta and 15 regional offices. Through these offices, GPDC provides administrative support to public defender offices in 44 of the state's 50 judicial circuits, and legal representation for defendants who cannot obtain services from the circuit offices due to attorney conflicts of interest, commonly referred to as conflict cases. This mostly occurs when an attorney is representing a co-defendant in a multi-defendant case. Overall, we found that GPDC's financial and operational practices carry risks. In particular, GPDC frequently had monthly budget deficits, which create a risk for year-end deficits, and relied on temporary federal funds for normal operations. Similar to recent years, GPDC's fiscal year 2024 spending regularly exceeded monthly revenue. According to GPDC, multi-defendant conflict cases often require them to hire more attorneys. These expenses are difficult to predict, though trend data may help them to determine whether more state funds are needed. Ultimately, GPDC avoided a budget deficit with an influx of American Rescue Plan Act funds, otherwise known as ARPA, which are temporary federal pandemic-related funds. GPDC has increasingly relied on ARPA funds to cover normal operations. Since January 2022, a total of $53.3 million has been made available to GPDC. Initially, these funds were to be used to address the case backlog created by the COVID-19 pandemic. Over time, uses have expanded to include GPDC's normal caseload. Most money spent so far was for attorney services. GPDC's reliance on these funds in recent years presents a risk for continued stability once the funds expire in December 2026. GPDC has also moved expenditures from one program to another, a process known as re-rating. However, GPDC did not provide the required documentation to demonstrate the appropriateness of these actions, risking non-compliance with state program-based budgeting requirements. State law requires GPDC to follow two separate salary requirements: ranges set in state law for GPDC attorneys, and the statewide salary plan set by the Department of Administrative Services, which GPDC is required to follow as an executive branch agency. The two are not aligned, but GPDC attorney salaries are largely compliant with both ranges. However, GPDC has not established a salary plan as required by law, which has resulted in variation in attorney salaries. We recommend the General Assembly consider clarifying how the statewide salary schedule should factor into GPDC attorney pay. We also recommend that GPDC appropriately document re-rate decisions, analyze case data to support funding requests, evaluate how it will continue to meet obligations once ARPA expires, and formally adopt a salary schedule as required by law. You can learn more by reading the full report available on our website.